Hello everyone, my name is Jitendra Bafna. In today's video, we're going to see how to create a record triggered flow in the Salesforce. Okay, so basically we're going to create one small demonstration where so whenever any account get created in the Salesforce, right, the the flow, the Salesforce flow must be triggered automatically, and it should create a related context in the contact object. So for creating a contact object, we're going to use the Salesforce Composer. So we already have a Salesforce Composer invocable flow, so which take a two parameters as the input. One is account ID and one is the last name, right? And then it create a record in the Salesforce in the contact object. So with the last name and the account ID. So account ID will nothing like it will just relate your contact with the correct account, and then finally it send the response back. Let me test this out. Okay, so I have this particular thing. So let me do, I have one company called agricultural company, and the account ID for this agricultural company is like this particular ID. Okay, and let me refresh it. Let's see if we have any record for this. We have already one contact for this particular account. I'll go to Salesforce Composer or MuleSoft Composer. I will just say test. I will replace my account ID and I will give some name demo 1. Okay, so this is my contact test flow. So now it start testing the flow. So I already have this existing flow which create a contact in the Salesforce contact object, and that will link to some account. So let's wait while it get tested, and then we will going to verify if the record created against that uh, uh, particular account. So let me refresh this. So you can see two contact and demo one we have recent just now added. Okay. So now what I will do, I will go to MuleSoft Composer Flow, I will activate it. So once I will activate it, it will give me the HTTP URL and the client ID and the client secret. I can use client ID as a username and the client secret as a password. We're going to use the basic authentication. To use the external services in the Salesforce, we have to do some configuration. We have to create an external credential, name credentials. We have to create external service, and then we have to create some permission sets. So if you want to consume any external service in the Salesforce, you have to perform those steps. So we're going to perform each and every step, right, in the simple way. So first thing, I will be logging into login.salesforce.com. Then you can go to setup. Okay, under setup, the first thing you have to search for named credentials. Okay, so this is my name credentials. Under name credential, you can see the external credentials. So I will click on external credential. I will say new. So I can say contact composer auth. I will select, I name. Okay, I will just provide label and the name, and I can select that what kind of authentication I need to use. I will use the basic authentication. I will simply save it. Now you have to this in same external credential under contact composer auth, you need to define a principal. Just click on new, and you have to just say contact composer basic auth. Okay, and have to provide select the identity which is name principal. You have to provide the user and the password. So you can see like I have activated my flow. It will provide a URL, username and the password in the MuleSoft Composer. Click on flow credential. Just copy this client ID and just go to name credential. Just paste against the username. Then copy this client secret. Just paste it again password. So we have configured our basic authentication. Just save it. Okay. So we have created external. Now we have to create a name credentials. So I will just click on new. I can just say contact composer name auth. Okay, and you need to provide the URL of your MuleSoft Composer flow. So I have this particular URL. I will copy this, paste it here. Make sure enable for callout is enabled. Select the external credential we have created just now. We have created contact composer auth. I will not going to change any other configuration. Just save it. So we have done with our first step. The next step, we have to configure an external service. So external service, it will nothing, it will create your Apex classes depending on your API specification. I just search for external and just click on external services. Just click on this add an external services. Just say from API specification. Next, you can provide the external services name, contact, composer, ext API. Okay, you can provide a description. In service schema, I will select complete schema. I have my open API specification schema and select the name credential we have created just now. Go to composer. This is your open API specification. Copy this and paste it here. Okay, so we have done. Save and next. It will list down all the methods. So we have one method in this which is invoke. Select that. Next, and it will generate all the Apex classes for you. For input, this is my Apex class we're going to use in the Salesforce flow. For 200 response, this is my Apex class. For 500, this is my Apex class. So it automatically generated the Apex classes for you. Finish. So we have done with the addition of the external services. The next step, we need to provide the permission set. We are not creating the permission sets. You will not able to access the services. So go to permission sets, click on the new. So I can just say contact composer PS. Okay, just save it. Now you have to do assignments, manage assignments. You have to assign the user who will run the flow, or you can assign the groups also. In case I will just use my user, just select this. You can select the multiple users. Next, just say assign. Now we have done that. We need to assign the app now. Go back to permission set which we have created just now, contact. Then just look for something called external credential principal access. Click on this. Now just say edit. Now select you have just now created that external principals, right? We have created this one, contact composer auth. Just add this and just save it. We have done with creating the permission set. So what we have done, we have created external credentials, name credentials, we have created external services, and we have created a permission set. The next thing, we will start creating a flow. Just search for flow. Here you can see under process automation, there's a uh, tab called flow. You can click on flows. Now you can just click on new flow. It will give you options like whether you have to create from scratch. You can use the template. You can take the help of Einstein to generate a flow. I will just say start from scratch. Next, in this case, I will use the schedule triggered flow. What I will use? Oh, sorry, I will use the record triggered flow. Just say create. I have used the record trigger flow. This means whenever there is any updation or modification or creation happen in the Salesforce object, this particular flow will get triggered. I will use the object as an account, right? Because whenever any record get created in the account object, this flow must trigger, and I will use the record as a record is the created. I don't want to keep any filter. If you want to add any filter, you can do that, but I will avoid adding the filter for now. So I just say whatever new account get created, just trigger this flow whenever so I've done with the settings. So here what I will do, I want to do one more thing. I will just add the schedule path. Okay, so here I can say contact scheduler. Okay, and time, I will just select when the account is created. I will just say offset just after deploying, just after 1 minute, this 1 minutes after. Okay, just save. So there are multiple offset option. I will just say minutes after. Just save this and give the name to the flow, contact creation flow. Just save this. Now we have to take a message or action, right? We have to call the REST API, for creating the account, a composer API. Basically, I use the action. Just search for the composer because we have created the external service. It should show the method here. Just select this method. Okay, and just say invoke composer contact. Okay, this is my API. I can body. Just enable this. So I have to give a body. So body must be type of Apex class, which we have seen, right? So just search for, create a new resource first and just say variable, and I will just say contact apex var. So I'm just saying this is my contact and data type must be the apex defined. And let's see apex class. We have seen there is a one class called input body, right? Contact person, which we have seen that, right? When we are just consuming the external service. So use this and just say this is available for input. Done. Okay, so these are the configuration we have to do. Before that, we need to assign the data, right? So we need to assign a data. So for that, I will click on the message assignment. So we need to do the mapping, right? So whatever data is coming from the scheduler account object, and I have to map with the apex classes with the variable we have just now created, right? So I will use the assignment shape. In assignment shape, I will just say transform account to contact. Okay, just set the variable. So first variable I have to set the last name, right? As I shown you in MuleSoft Composer, it is expecting last name, right? So from where I have to map the last name. So basically triggering account, right? So there's a automatically object created called triggering account, a variable, right? Just click on triggering account and just search for account name. So it will list down all the fields available with your account object. In case if you're not able to found this, just type account. Let me check. This is my account name. Next, add assignments. Another variable again from this apex variable. I will say account ID. Here search for account ID in the triggering account. It should be at somewhere in the end. Yeah, this is the account ID. Okay, so I've done this. Just save this. Okay, so I've created my flow. So it's very simple flow where it's simple like I'm using a context scheduler. So whenever the record get created in the account object, correct, this flow will get triggered. So what, and it will just do the data transformation, like it will, whatever data coming from this record trigger flow, it will map with the apex variable, right? Then it will invoke this particular uh, MuleSoft composer service, correct? And that's it. Like just do one thing. I will just activate. I will save and activate this. So the flow is activated. Now I can go back to my agriculture. We have a two contacts, or I will create a new account basically. I can go to accounts. I can just say new. So I can say Mule Composer. Account name is Mule Composer. I will just say account name is Mule Composer. You can select the industry. I will just say customer. Or type is customer or like whatever type, doesn't matter. You can say industry agriculture. You can see phone number whatever you have, 10000 something like this, 11, and just save it. Okay, so let's wait. After 1 minute we will check whether it able to create contact or not, right? So this flow will be automatically get triggered. So it will do the transform, then it will invoke a composer contact flow, right? And then it will finally create a contact record which will be linked with this particular Mule composer account. Let's wait for a few minutes. It will get create. Okay, let's wait for a few minutes. Let's wait for a few minutes. Yeah. Okay, let's wait. It takes time, at least 1 minute, because I just have a scheduler. Okay. So it will just pick this particular account and create the contact record against it if everything is good. So let me go back and let's wait for a few more minutes. And if you want to change the layout, you can do that also, right? So here it's contact scheduler assignment action. Let me check whether it's created or not yet. It see you can see the contact a mule composer is been created and it is linked with this account name, right? Okay, so that, and what we have done here, so how we have achieved this. So basically we have a MuleSoft composer flow which able to create a contact in the Salesforce, and it expecting two fields, last name and the account ID. So why we are passing the account ID, so it can link the account contact with the correct account, right? Then we have created a flow, a record trigger flow. So whenever any record get created in the Salesforce object, account object, it automatically get triggered. And where we have used the action component to call the MuleSoft Composer flow using REST API or HTTP endpoint. So to use the HTTP endpoint, we have created the external credentials, name credential, then we have created external service, then we have created a permission sets, right? So I hope you like the video, and now you know how to create a record trigger flow and how you can call the MuleSoft Composer within the Salesforce flow, right? I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please hit on like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.